I vividly remember the spring break of my 18th year. For the last spring break of high school, I had planned a trip to Miami Beach with friends, saving money from a part-time job for 6 months. It was to be my first trip just with friends. My suitcase was packed, and the plane ticket was ready. On the eve of departure, my parents suddenly appeared in the living room. "Isabella, we need to talk," my mother said with a regretful look. My father continued, "We have to go to Texas unexpectedly tomorrow because your grandmother, who was supposed to watch Lindsay and Jocelyn, fell ill. Can you take care of your sisters?" My heart sank. "But I'm supposed to go to Miami tomorrow. I've been planning this for 6 months." "I know, but it's an emergency," my mother explained. "You're the only one we can rely on." "What about Grandpa?" I asked, feeling hopeful. "He's working," she replied. "But my ticket will cover the cancellation fee," my father interjected. "We trust you with Jocelyn and Lindsay. They rely on you, and we know you can handle it." Ultimately, my Miami dream was crushed as I received fun photos and videos from my friends. I spent the weekend looking after 16-year-old Jocelyn and 12-year-old Lindsay. The weekend my parents were supposed to be away, ultimately extended to a whole week. Later, I learned that my parents were actually at a couples retreat. "Sometimes we need time for ourselves," my mother said when I confronted her with the truth. It was a time built on my sacrifices. In college, I managed to get scholarships and continued working part-time to cover some of my tuition fees. However, the situation changed when I learned that Jocelyn had been accepted into a prestigious private university. "Isabella, fantastic news," my mother excitedly announced over the phone. "Jocelyn got into Princeton." "Congratulations," I sincerely responded. "Jocelyn was always studious, but there's one problem," my mother continued. "The tuition, and with Lindsay coming up, it's a bit tough for us alone." I immediately understood. "Mom, I don't have that kind of money." "But you're receiving a scholarship, right? Plus you work part-time," she said. "That's for my tuition," I replied. "Jocelyn should work part-time too." "Isabella, Princeton is an opportunity for Jocelyn. Unfortunately, she didn't receive a scholarship, and she wants to focus on her studies." My father joined the conversation. "Shouldn't we help each other as a family?" In the end, I took on an additional part-time job. I worked at a campus cafe in the mornings and as a waitress at a bar at night. Between classes and work, I was constantly running around, working from morning till night. On weekends, I had no social life and was always short on sleep. This went on for 2 years. Part of my income went toward Jocelyn's tuition, and the rest covered my own tuition and living expenses. On the day of my college graduation, I felt a mix of emotions. My college years were a struggle, getting through with sleep deprivation and